A correspondent of the Punch newspaper in Delta State, Matthew Ochei. Photo. Dele Ogunyemi. The Delta State Governor, Sheriff Oborevwori, has expressed deep sorrow over the death of Punch newspaper correspondent, Mr. Matthew Ochei on Tuesday, describing his passing as a painful loss to the media community and the nation at large. Ochei, a native of Ukunzu in Aniocha North local government area, died in the early hours of Tuesday, January 6, 2026, after a brief illness. He was 43 years. Journalists in the state tagged the sad event as Black Tuesday. Ochei was the Asaba-based state correspondent and doubled as the vice-chairman of the Asaba Correspondents Chapel of the Nigeria Union of Journalists, NUJ. The news of his passing was confirmed by his agonized widow, Uche, who explained that her husband passed on at about 2 a.m. Tuesday, January 6, 2026. The governor, in a condolence message signed by his chief press secretary, Sir Festus Ahon, commiserated with the Ochei family, journalists across the state, and the Nigeria Union of Journalists, NUJ, Delta State Council, noting that the late journalist was a dedicated professional who discharged his duties with courage, integrity and a strong sense of responsibility. The governor said, Ochei's commitment to truth, public enlightenment and ethical journalism earned him respect within and beyond the media industry. This is indeed a critical and painful moment. Delta State has lost a committed and fearless voice who informed and educated the public with professionalism and integrity. His untimely passing is a heavy blow to his family, the media community and all who believe in responsible journalism, the governor lamented. The announcement of the death of Ochei was also received with shock by fellow media colleagues. In a condolence message, Sir Festus Ahon, the chief press secretary to Delta State Governor, Sheriff Oborevwori, described Matthew Ochei's death as very sad and painful. Monday, Osanyande of The Guardian had earlier alerted other journalists to the sad loss just as he painted the day Black Tuesday for journalists in the state. In another tribute, Erhunmwunsee of Radio Nigeria said, "It is a big loss to Asaba Correspondents Chapel and NUJ Delta. But God knows why it happened. I sympathize with his immediate family. May the grace of God continue to prevail over us." Also, Theophilus Onojeghen, the managing editor of Niger Delta Today, stated, Ochei, why travel so young? Who protects your beautiful family? This is sad. Leading a condolence visit to the family at Ochei's residence in Okwe Quarters, Asaba, the chairman of the Nigeria Union of Journalists, NUJ, Delta State Council, Churchill Oyowe, described the late journalist as a vibrant voice when journalism is becoming lazy. He said, Matthew Ochei was one of those journalists whose vibrancy will remain evergreen in the practice of the profession. We came to console you, but it is only God that can truly console you. There are no words enough to reduce this pain. Please take heart and let the Lord be your strength. Also speaking, the chairman of the Asaba Correspondents Chapel, Ifeanyi Olani, described Ochei's death as a painful personal and professional loss. Matthew was my voice. He was a titan, a dependable colleague. We prayed for his recovery, but we lost him. Who are we to question God? The Maker has called him, Olani said. Responding on behalf of the family, Mrs. Faith Iyama expressed gratitude to the NUJ and members of the chapel for the visit, appealing to the union not to abandon the family in their time of need. Meanwhile, the family is expected to make the funeral program public soon. Matthew Ochei left behind his wife, Mrs. Uche Matthew Ochei, and 3 children.